Welcome to Popping Poppy, where we will go over the extensive history of poppy throughout time. We will explore its upbringing and cultivation, which will take us to Crete, Mesopotamia, and Egypt, in which people used this drug multiple different ways relating to ancient societies' religion, medicine, and culture. Part 1. Crete. The history of opium in Crete dates all the way back to the Minoan civilization, a thriving society throughout the Bronze Age, which was around 2600 to 1100 BCE. There is evidence that the Minoans were some of the first people in the Mediterranean to cultivate opium, and it was most likely brought to them through trade with Anatolia. The plant's effects were held with a lot of value and used for medicinal, ritual, or recreational purposes. One of the most important artifacts of this society is the Minoan poppy goddess figurine, discovered in a temple in Gazi, Crete. This figure represents a lady wearing a crown of poppy seed pods, which shows her involvement with opium's qualities. Researchers have concluded that she may have been worshipped as a goddess of fertility and healing, which highlights the cultural and spiritual importance of opium in Minoan society. The cultivation of opium poppies in Crete laid the foundation for its large use and trade throughout the ancient Mediterranean world. Part 2. Mesopotamia. Opium was used widely in ancient Mesopotamia for medicine, ceremonies, and trade. Opium, also known as hul gil, or the joy plant, was first cultivated and used by the Sumerians in the 3rd millennium BCE. The plant's psychoactive effects were noted for their ability to relieve pain and cause sleep, as well as its spiritual significance. Opium was also a major commercial product, moved over early trade routes connecting Mesopotamia to the Indus Valley and Egypt. A clay tablet from the city of Nippur, dated around 2000 BCE, provides a medical recipe that includes poppy extracts. These early sources often describe opium production and usage in treating coughs, insomnia, and digestive issues. Mesopotamian doctors combined scientific understanding with spiritual rituals, often calling goddesses like Gula, the goddess of healing, to boost the effectiveness of opium-based medicines. The distinction between practical and ritualistic use highlights opium's cultural and economic importance in Mesopotamian civilization. Another main source that mentions opium use in Mesopotamia is the Code of Hammurabi, a well-known law book from Babylon written about 1754 BCE. This code includes a variety of rules, some of which relate to medicinal activities, such as the control of medical personnel and their use of medications such as opiates. Part 3. Egypt. In ancient Egypt, opium was valued for its medical and ritualistic characteristics, which often had to do with pain reduction, sleep induction, and possibly as a god offering. The Egyptians most likely received opium through trade with the Levant or Mesopotamia, as research suggests the plant was not native to the Nile Valley. The Ebers Papyrus, one of the oldest medical documents, mentions opium as a treatment for relaxing newborns and curing a range of diseases. This source discusses poppy-based remedies along with other elements, showing the Egyptians' advanced pharmaceutical knowledge. Beyond healthcare, opium could have had spiritual importance, as drugs were commonly used in rituals to communicate with deities or the afterlife. The substance's use in burial ceremonies emphasizes its double significance in life and death, fulfilling both practical and spiritual functions in Egyptian civilization. Opium's significance is added to by its relationship with Thoth, the deity of wisdom and healing, showing its valued reputation in ancient Egypt. Part 4. Culture. Opium's history shows us that it is both an ordinary and spiritual drug. The Ebers Papyrus shows us that it has been in use for a long time and has had significant effects in both medicine and culture, which explains how people have always wanted to grow in a spiritual sense. This combined history of opium in Crete, Mesopotamia, and Egypt shows how people have involved themselves with different kinds of substances throughout the world. It also shows us how the plant was used medicinally, spiritually, and financially. Conclusion. Opium was used significantly in medicine, religion, and trade throughout ancient civilizations. From the ritual importance of the Minoan poppy goddess in Crete to its combined therapeutic and religious uses in Mesopotamia and Egypt, opium developed as a diverse and precious substance. Primary texts, such as the cuneiform tablets and the Ebers Papyrus, show us how it was incorporated into early medicine, representing humanity's shared effort to exploit nature's resources for healing and enlightenment. These historical connections highlight opium's long-lasting impact on ancient societies, as well as its role in the evolution of medicine and society. Thank you.